So the Spanish Conor McGregor, Ilia Topuria, has a brother. His brother is Aleksandre Topuria, and he will be having his UFC debut at UFC 312. Um, this is interesting news and exciting news for certain fans. Maybe terrifying news for other fans because Aleksandre is Ilia's brother, and Ilia Topuria is a huge UFC name now. He is well known for knocking out an all-time great in Alexander Volkanovski, and then moving on to knock out another all-time great in Max Holloway in his second fight after the fight where he knocked out Volk. I'm not an Ilia Topuria fan. I never will be. I've told you guys this a lot of times because I'm a Volk fan. I'm a hardcore Alexander Volkanovski fan. And watching Ilia do Volk like that just brings tears to my eyes, tears of sadness. And it's just a horrible vision and flashback that I still fight to this day. But yeah, Ilia's brother, Aleksandre, is or has joined the UFC, and he'll be fighting in his first fight at UFC 312, like I said. And there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions with his debut. And of course, the first question is he anything like his brother? His brother Ilia has a lot of things going for him. He has very crisp boxing, stellar ground game, and above all, Francis Ngannou level power at his weight class. If you let Ilia land on you clean more than 4 or 5 times, you're going to be asleep on the floor, waiting for the UFC doctor to drag you out of Candyland. So, yeah, Ilia's got crazy ass power. And the big question is, does Aleksandre have that too? I would predict no. What interests me about Aleksandre is that a lot of people within Ilia's fight camp say that Aleksandre is the brains behind the fighter that Ilia Topuria currently is. And that is what intrigues me the most, and that is what should alarm UFC bantamweight fighters the most, because apparently Aleksandre Topuria is a bantamweight fighter, and he's moving into the bantamweight division. So, what should alarm bantamweight fighters more so than the possible power translation from brother to brother is the brains, the IQ of Aleksandre, because that's what I'm really yearning to see. I'm yearning to see if Aleksandre really is that smart. And it'll just be a really exciting to watch, and it really is with these the only word that I can really use to describe it is these nepotism fighters. And I'm not trying to use that in a negative way, because Aleksandre may be just as big as a star as his brother in a few years. Same thing for Umar Nurmagomedov. You see these relatives of certain huge UFC stars enter the UFC, and you start thinking, very big picture things. Rightfully so for some of them. Umar Nurmagomedov is doing extremely well. Extremely well. He's about to fight Merab for the bantamweight belt. So I look forward to seeing what happens there. So the same thing could happen for Aleksandre Topuria. He could come in there and show off some crazy ass power coupled with some crazy ass boxing, also paired with some crazy ass grappling, just like his brother. So all we can really do is wait. Aleksandre may look good with the fight camp footage. He may look good holding pads for his brother, or his brother holding pads for him, or utilizing the same home gym that Topuria uses, and he may try to come out with a fucking movie too or something like that. But all of this depends on one thing: how he will look in his UFC debut. That's all it depends on. If I had to give you guys a prediction, I mean, I guess, like, looking at Umar and how well he's done, I'm going to have to go with the benefit of the doubt and say that Aleksandre will come in with the same skill level and extremely useful tools that Topuria came in with. So I think Aleksandre will be a star just like his brother, especially if he's the brains behind his brother's fighting style. Then Aleksandre should come in looking twice as better. But only time will tell. Aleksandre may come in there and be a complete flop, and maybe just only be good at coaching and not really actually executing what he's coaching. So who really knows? I'm making that prediction based off of how good Umar looks, and Umar is close to Khabib, so you start to see that nepotism thing kind of come out, especially with how fast Umar has been given a title shot. But I'm not disagreeing with it. Umar fighting for the title right now, I don't really care. He's close to Khabib, so a lot of people are saying he'll be just as good, and he does look great. He did look really well. He looked really good against Corey Sandhagen, so But this video is mainly about Aleksandre Topuria and how good he might be. And like I said, the fight camp footage looks great. The Camp Topuria footage looks great. He may also, like I said, he may come out with a movie too, just like Ilia'S. Who really knows? What all of this Topuria shit comes down to is how good Aleksandre will look in his debut. And I predict that he'll look great. But again, who really knows? Time will tell. And the only person who's really, or the only people who are really worried about this whole Aleksandre Topuria arrival are the other bantamweights in the division. And they should be, because like I said, the whole Ilia'S skill set and fighting style may translate right over to Aleksandre, especially with the rumors about his IQ and being the brains behind his brother. So, we just got to see. But let me know what you think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And most importantly, subscribe. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next.